The Antichrist, I believe, is like the reappearance of the spirit of Julius Caesar. So we're coming upon the Ides of March, which is when he died, or at least is like kind of the anniversary of his, well, on the new calendar, it's considered 3/15, March 15th. That's why they say beware the Ides of March. Because that was, I think, the last, so I think the Antichrist is the reappearance of Julius Caesar. Like, we haven't seen that figure since then, because he was revered as God in the flesh. So, March 15th, beware the Ides of March. And, you know, I'm trying to figure this whole thing out with all the witchcraft. I mean, there's so much more of it. I was just fellowshipping with somebody, an acquaintance of mine, a client of mine, fellowshipping with her about this concept that I've been working on and thinking about. It seems like if it's not like specifically targeted witchcraft, I think all religion, because all religions have both good and bad in it. So I think maybe this witchcraft kind of energy is like people's contracts with darkness through their religion. Like, they're in a religion, it's supposed to bring you to God and love and the truth, but they have this contract with darkness through the religion that is actually pulling them towards Satan, this very dark demonic energy. And I was listening to a gal who was talking a lot about this whole concept. I mean, she did like an 1.5-hour thing on it about all the witchcraft we experienced, and she said that if you are a receiver of it, if you're on the receiving end, Satan always protects you, kind of. Lucifer blessed you. Well, that's what I'm getting to. So this woman was like, if you experience witchcraft, she says, there's a chance that you have a contract with darkness. And she suggests a lot of it comes through the family line. Now, I think that my family line, you know, kind of had like very benign curses in them. Not very extreme, I don't think. A little bit of alcoholism, a lot of cheating, but I don't think it was like, comparatively, I don't think it was like that bad. I mean, that's, you know, unfortunately that was like the times we were living in. Everyone was just cheating on everyone with the neighbor Sally. Because back in the day, it was like, if you wanted to have an affair, it was like the doctor you work for, or like, you know, your neighbor Hank or something crazy. But it was all like secret, like people didn't find out so much back then. Nothing wild. I'm like, we don't have like, my bloodline doesn't seem to have like any kind of like majorly predominant witchcraft spell or curse on it, because I don't think we're cursed. I actually think that is really positive energies come through my bloodline, so we're targeted. But, you know, it was kind of food for thought. So she was like, if you experience witchcraft, then you have a contract with darkness. And I would say, yeah, I definitely have a contract with darkness, because I really only tend to date Antichrist men. Luciferian men. Not like they profess to be Luciferian, but they are. And I see that a lot in my family, so I don't perceive the Antichrist as a evil man, because the Antichrist is like the twin brother of Christ, who is equally well versed in the Bible and spirituality, but doesn't obviously profess Jesus, because his job is to take the trash out. So obviously he's a deep believer. He comes to take the trash out. You know, if people willingly denounce the living God, and they want to take a mark to prove that they denounce the living God, the Antichrist is like, here you go, asshole, right? Here's your mark, dickheads. So I think the Antichrist is going to be a very positive person because I don't think he's going to have this super evil energy to him. That's why it's crazy people think Obama's the Antichrist. No, he's way too hateable. Like, no one likes Obama. It can't be somebody like Obama, and I know he so badly wants to be the Antichrist. Elon Musk so badly wants to be the Antichrist. He's like the Matrix overlay of the Antichrist. He's like a wannabe Antichrist. But no, there's only one true divine Antichrist, and he's going to be a very positive figure. Tim says, I wish I could go to sleep and never wake up. Just sleep more. I like, sleeping is my hobby. I just try to sleep more. Don't wish to never wake up, just wish to sleep more for longer. I hear ya. So yeah, so there's that, and then I'm like, yeah, I must have an agreement with darkness, so what would it be? I mean, what is the theme of all of this phenomenon? The theme is to condense darkness, because it's like I come up against all these religious groups of people, and they're fighting for their religion, like they're satanic Muslim, satanic Jew, satanic Catholic, and they're all the same shit. Even if they're like Jews pretending to be Muslim, they just need this religiosity, because I think religiosity itself is what this feeling of all this witchcraft, dark demonic energy is coming from, and I think it's just going to get worse because we're condensing darkness. This is the thing. They're like, well, we want darkness, and but we want it for our religion. No, the Antichrist, I believe, is going to condense all the darkness. That all you fools will have nothing left to fight for because you're not going to have a religion to turn to. You're just going to go take the mark, be with Satan, or, you know, do what you gotta do, get your wits about you, repent, whatever it is. I think that's what my contract with darkness is to consolidate the darkness. Okay. And it's like, it seems like it makes sense. It's like the fight is for their religious group. I think I'm figuring it out. Because, you know, part of this like recent episode, it was like, how the fuck did they know that we were together? Because if it was an actual attack, how would they know that we were back together? Because we didn't tell anybody. And yeah, there are ways of finding out, I guess, you know, if they're like, that invested, but it might just be the religiosity itself. I think they want to keep my boyfriend Muslim. And I'm like, why are you a religious freak? I mean, you don't care about religion. You don't care about any other day of the week or any other time of the year. But when Ramadan comes around, you got to fast because it's a huge social thing. Being Muslim is a huge social thing. It has nothing to do with a relationship with God for the most part. A lot of them in America. It has nothing to do with a relationship with God. It's like, so just admit that you don't care about your relationship with God. This is nothing to glorify God. It's to keep you in a cult with other religious fanatics. And your religious fanaticism translates into darkness. Darkness for your religion. So I think that's what the Antichrist is going to do. He's going to condense all the darkness of all the religions. Then you're going to really have your come Jesus moment, won't you? When you don't have your religion, your cult of hang around. Mostly because their personalities are going to get really bad. People got bad personalities. They just lie and make shit. Dude, they're just they're just Delulu land. They just speak just delusions. Like, they don't know the difference between words and reality. They just word salad their way. Their just personalities are going to get really bad because the spirit of the Antichrist is rising, just like the spirit of Christ is rising. The spirit of Antichrist is rising, and you know, it's like kind of shedding light on all this nonsense. The power is in the secrecy, right? In the division. But all religious fanatics are just turning into fucking weirdos. They just act like a bunch of fucking weirdos. They're the weirdest people. They're like, literally the way I describe like these weirdo mother effers is like, they're like aliens and their whole personality is trying to be human. They're like, I'm an alien. My whole personality is just trying to appear human. How do I stay like I'm a human? What do I have to do or say to make it appear as if I'm human? Their personalities are getting really unbearably bad. And not at all aligning with reality. So anyways, I made my point. They only read one book, the Quran. Diddy's coming for you. Diddy's out of jail. I watched the whole Diddy series. I would love to see Diddy repent and then like, ooh, 555. I want to see Diddy repent because Diddy acted like an antichrist. That's why he denies him and his lawyer deny every single accusation. I mean, I watched that documentary with spiritual eyes and I was like, this is a dude who could repent and like completely 180. Like it seems like he has the foundation, he has it in him to repent and completely 180. Because they go back to the childhood, right? They talk about the childhood. They talk about how did he get this way? He wasn't always this way. How did he get this way? And then you analyze the victims, and a lot of people, for some reason, they were like, you know, he was so nice, but there was another side of him that was so dark. It's like, we got to get rid of this darkness. We just got to consolidate all this darkness into its own thing so Diddy could be all dark or all light. And the fact that he's not really getting in trouble for anything, it might be that he could be he could probably be rid of his darkness. I mean, a lot of people who are like good-hearted people, they've like murdered a ton of people, you know? Diddy did have malicious intent, but where did it come from? Where does the malicious intent come from? It's a spiritual thing, because it appears like his natural nature was not to be that way. So it's very interesting. I'm so curious to see what's going to happen there, but I'm not following it closely because I'm not paying attention to anything really, just my own spiritual journey. It's like my personal life is a freaking shit. It's like not a shit show. It's like my personal life is like the news, you know, the spiritual news. Muslims and Jews and Christians, oh my. Muslims, Jews, Christians, oh my. All your like religious people are really and it's cool because like a lot of Christian people are getting way cooler. It's like a lot of people that are like Muslim that are not satanic are getting way cooler. And people that are Jewish that are not satanic are getting way cooler. Like they're standing out. You know, the churches and the mosque and the synagogues, they're like divvying it up. And a lot of people, I bet you, in the synagogues, because you know how tight-knit Jews are. And this is why I have to talk about Muslims and Jews, because do you know any? Like, no, because they only hang out with each other. And within all these little gatherings, you have these black sheep who know better, but they're not saying anything. Ooh, Marshalls. I think I'm gonna go shopping because I have time. Yeah, they're just like planted in there like what do you call it? Double agents. Like, no, these are our friends and family, but we think they're stupid, right? They're 7777, and I'm going shopping. Just condensed into, but they're like black sheep because they only hang out with each other. That's the problem. That's the problem. All right, I think I drilled this point in. I gotta go. You're the Redcon people. Love y'all so much, I think. Talk to you really soon.